Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy October 30th. It is the day before Halloween. It is day 6 of our Carpe Diem, Seize the Day week of singing. So glad everybody's here. I would like to say hi to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, hi to Joe Jencks, who's singing with us today. We can't wait to sing with you, Joe. So glad you are here. We've missed you.
Thank
Hi
you.
to Aaron Geyer, who is running the tech for us today. Thank you, Aaron, for being here from New York. Hello, Annette in California. Hello, Deli in Maryland. And hello to Sue. Nice to see you today in Massachusetts. Hi, Becky in British Columbia. Sheila in Florida. Hello. Dan in Virginia. Hello. Hello, Arlene in California. Hello, Tortoise in Bennington, Vermont. Nice to see you. Susan G. in Ohio. Hello. Hello to Kate in Charlottesville. Happy birthday to whom? Is it happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to, we'll have to figure that out in a minute. You're going to have to put it in the chat. Go ahead. I'm going to get it in a minute. Hi, Toby in California. It's a weekend and we have our Toby back today. So glad to see you and hope school is going well for you. I know it is tough for teachers right now to be dealing with all of these kids who are like out of their minds from everything that's been going on. Hi to Carolyn in Idaho and Kitty Cat. Nice to see you. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Hello. Hello, Christiana in Rockville. And hello to Luda and Mark, who are pumpkining and hearting for us. Thank you, Mark. Happy almost Halloween. Hello to Storm in Massachusetts. Glad you're here. Hello to, Storm is going and getting not his pumpkin hat, but in fact, he is bringing his red top hat, his wizard hat, his magician's hat, his red and gold beautiful hat. And Bonnie in Idaho, nice to see you today. And Deborah in Kentucky, hello. Hi, Amanda, and hello, Miles, somewhere in the background, coming in from Michigan. I see Miles' feet. There he is. Hello, sweetie, nice to see you. Hi to Sarah in Texas. Hello to Ruth in Birmingham, England. Glad you're here today. Hello to Lynn and Cliff, or at least the Cliff half in Vermont. Hello. Hi to Susan in Seattle. Glad you're here today. Let's see who is on screen, too. Dick Jackson from Dick and Kathy, coming in from Victoria, and glad you're here today. And hello to Anne in Nashville. Nice to see you. Kevin in New Hampshire. Hello. Jim in New York. Nice to see you again today. Mabel and a cinnamon bear. Yes, sneaking in there. And Bob and potentially another cinnamon bear. No, it's Bob and coffee, Mabel and cinnamon bear. That's about the arrangement I hear that we got over there. All right, Nancy in Washington State. Nice to see you. Hi, Sandy, coming in from Western Mass. Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring, hello and hello. Jamie and Victoria, hello. Diane in Puerto Rico, hello. Glad you're here again today. Trish, hello. Nice to see you. Coming in from Victoria. Hello, Jane in Texas, dressed up as some form of witch. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Steve in Baltimore, dressed up as Steve in Baltimore. Hi, Steve. Great to see you. Shari, nice to see you in New Hampshire. Hoda, hello. Glad you're here again today. Coming in from British Columbia. Hello to Cricket, coming in from Maryland. Cricket's dressed up as someone coming in upside down right now. Hi, Fred. Nice to see you in Maryland. Carol in Connecticut. Hello. Hi, Sandy. I think I said hi. Nice to see you today, Western North Carolina. And hello to Martha in Washington. Martha in Oregon. And Shari, Karen in Oregon. Toby, we got Janet. Hello, Janet. I think that's Fred's wife. Nice to see you. Tom and Amos and Joni. And I think I got everybody who's in the room at this moment. Let's all take one deep breath. It's Saturday, and we're seizing the day by being here today with our Joe Jencks, who we've had in this room so many times, and I love, love, love when he comes. He has made us, as a community, laugh, cry, emote, feel, exchange, power. It's beautiful. Joe, thank you for being here today. Can you chat for us for a second about what you're going to sing, and can we please sing with you?
Of course. I'm very happy to be here always. There are very, very few people that I am willing to sacrifice mourning for, and you are among them. It is not my natural habitat, but, as a transplant, I do my best. And singing with all of you certainly helps. But in that spirit, I'm going to grab a sip of coffee here. I invite you to take a sip of whatever warm beverage you may have in front of you, or a cool one. Some of you are joining us from tropical climes. Yeah. Yum. Carpe Diem. What an amazing idea to seize the day. And I have to own, I know my job is to be inspirational here, but I have to own that as the pandemic has stretched on, that I've had a harder time. with the idea of seizing the day. One day runs into another. I mean, I'm more tuned in with the natural cycle of the world. So a sunny day is a good day. A sunny day is a productive day. Daytime is productive. But as an entertainer, I've spent my lifetime coming alive just as it's getting dark. That's when I, sort of rise like Nosferatu, like and dwell in the nighttime. And, I have always been a nocturnal creature even before I was a full-time professional musician, but it certainly has reinforced that instinct. But I've noticed during the pandemic how much sunshine matters to me, how much daylight matters to me. And I've also noticed that it has been harder some days to stay connected, in spite of my best intentions and best efforts. It has been harder to seize the day. Because I think, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow. I can tell by some of the facial expressions I'm seeing I'm not the only one who has ended up in this place. And, when the pandemic first happened, I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, wow, that giant to-do list I've been trying to get to for years. I'm going to have all this time and I'm going to be home. I'm not going to be on tour. I'll have time to get through all of that. It is astonishing to me 20 months later how many of those long-term to-do list items are sitting exactly where they were on the list. And so if you are like me, if you found yourself in this way, please do not be hard on yourself. This is just the way it's been. But there are other ways in which I absolutely have seized the day, and one of them is through singing. One of them is through spending time in nature, experimenting in the kitchen. I'm pretty adventurous there to begin with, but I've tried all kinds of new things. I've pickled everything that can reasonably be pickled, it's been good fun. And we seizing the day doesn't mean, I think it sometimes comes with this grand expectation of like somehow, you change the world in one moment. Maybe it's just about changing your own world for a minute, maybe it's just about choosing to step outside of the normal expectations or routines for just a few minutes to take that gemstone of the lives that we are living and turn it just enough to see a different facet on the stone. Sometimes the idea of seizing the day can be a very, very simple thing, but those simple things can be remarkably transformative. So of late, that's what I've been anchoring myself to. And one of those transformative acts is making music, and especially knowing that we get to do it together. Even if we can't hear each other all the time, we see each other here in the Daily Antidote of Song, and we know that we are making music together. For those playing along, I'm in the key of F here. It's called For the Singing, and it's a song that I wrote when I lived in Seattle. Right after I got out of conservatory, I moved out there, and in the first couple years that I was there, I was packing up in an apartment one night that I needed to leave, and I was supposed to be out by midnight, and I had gotten dispensation for like noon the next day from the landlord, and I was just, I couldn't get packed up, and I fell asleep at the kitchen table, and I woke up in my sleep and wrote this down and went to bed and got up the next morning, and the song was on the paper waiting for me. And it's the only case I know of me writing a song in my sleep. It was just amazing. So I guess what I'm saying is that if you can write a song while you're sleepwalking, kind of anything is possible. The chorus goes like this. Do it for the power and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing and you've gone the extra mile. So now you've heard that. So it's do it for the power and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing, and you've gone the extra mile. Ready? Do it for the power. Do it for the power, and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory, and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter, and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing, and you've gone the extra mile. As I was walking down the only road I knew, I came upon a place where that one road turned to two. I took the one that seemed less worn, I did the best I could, till I happened on a wise man all alone out in the woods. He looked at me a moment, he looked up at the sky, he turned as if about to speak, but all he did was sigh. So I ventured forth the question, I said, surely you must know, will the road that I now travel take me where I want to go? And he said, do it for the power, and you'll surely be a slave for the glory. Do it for the glory, and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter, and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing, and you've gone the extra mile. Be sure and try some harmonies, those of you that are inclined. I still had some questions I thought might clear the air. I turned around to ask and found he was no longer there. I thought maybe this was God I saw as I got down on my knees. But soon enough I heard my answer in the wind blowing through the trees. He said, do it for the power, and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory, and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter, and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing, and you've gone the extra mile. Many moons have come and gone, now and then I go astray, but I come back to the path, 'cause for me it's the only way. Well, I do not have much money, but I find I have more time to seek the answers that I need in the eyes of those I find. They say, do it for the power, and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory, and you'll find an early grave. Do it for the laughter, and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing, and you've gone the extra mile. They say, do it for the power, and you'll surely be a slave. Do it for the glory, and you'll find find an early grave. Do it for the laughter and you'll surely find your smile. Do it for the singing. Ah, yay. That was a song that we had selected for me to do with the Getting Higher Choir up in British Columbia. And Dick Jackson and Kathy and the crew up there right before the pandemic. We had a concert scheduled, and it will happen one day, brother. It will happen. We'll get up there. But we did a great online event and included that song, so it's so nice to share it with all of you. I want to acknowledge that today is the birthday of my oldest brother, Joe Jencks, and he died sadly in 2003 at age 47, but he would have been 65 today, and I'm thinking about him. He loved Halloween. We kind of had a thing going. I've got a wreath with a bunch of plastic skulls with plastic rubies in their eye sockets on my front door. It's a beautiful sort of woven reed wreath with these skulls hanging out. That was a gift from Jerry. He and I kind of had a thing going. I was early in my touring career. I really missed being at home on Halloween. It was one of my favorite holidays. I mean, it's always fun watching the kids, show up and wearing all their weird little costumes, and it's just fun. And I also appreciate the convergence of Dia de los Muertos and of Samhain in the Irish and Celtic traditions of Halloween, of All Saints Day, All Souls Day. There's these various traditions from different parts of the world that all honor some parallel ideas about the veil between the spirit world and the physical world being thinnest at this time of year, and that this is the transition in the Celtic calendar from autumn into winter. November 1st is the first day of winter, traditionally. And so I thought I'd sing a song for you that I wrote. I was on tour. I was sad. I was missing being home. God, this might be 20 years ago now. And I walked into a Five and Dime in Moab, Utah, and got a giant orange piece of poster board and a smaller yellow piece. And I cut the big orange one into the shape of a pumpkin and cut out the eyes and did the whole jack-o'-lantern face. And then I stuck the yellow one behind it so that they would glow. But it was like a giant version of something you'd make in second grade. Only I filled the entire back window of my Saturn station wagon with this makeshift jack-o'-lantern, just so that I could have that one expression of the spirit of the season. And then I got to thinking, how come there's no pumpkin carols? I mean, we've got books and books and books of Christmas carols. How come there's no Halloween carols or pumpkin carols? And then, of course, in the ethics of songwriting, once you've asked the question, you're obliged to answer it. So it turned into this. Teach you the chorus real quick, and then we'll go for it. Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? We'll sing that once more. Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Serve your family pumpkin soup some fine Christmas day. From your tree hang skulls and bats instead of candy canes. Oh, Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Give your sweetie snakes and frogs instead of hearts bright red. She will know you love her with your gift of the undead. once a year, isn't that a shame? What if Peter Cottontail delivered rotting eggs, wore a patch across his eye, and hopped on wooden legs? Oh, Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? At your summer picnic, put away the barbecue. Serve up a cauldron full of rats, seasoned with eye of newt. Oh, Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Finally come Thanksgiving, as you guillotine your roast, please remember all the underprivileged, hungry ghosts. Oh, Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? One more time. Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Only once a year, now isn't that a shame?
Whoop whoop! Thank you, Joe Jencks. That was super fun. And yeah, I don't know, like sort of the lens of the world, if all of our holidays were actually Halloween themed, is an unusual lens to wear. So that was kind of fun to think about Christmas or Valentine's Day being sort of ghoulish instead of, I'm kind of glad myself that we have sort of a range. You know, there's hearts one day and trees one day and ghoulishness another day, but I loved it. It was really super fun. And
I was, as a songwriter, I have to say, I was particularly amused when I got to the line, "She will know you love her with your gift of the undead."
yeah, I'm sorry, but that was really good. And I saw a lot of folks actually laugh when you got to that line. So one of the things that I absolutely love about having you in this room, and it's kind of grown over time, is that you're so comfortable now, like with the whole way that we run, that all I have to do is say to you, like ahead of time, I don't know, let's talk about, Carpe Diem, seize the day, it's Halloween, I don't know. And you show up with like, you don't even need me. You talked all about beautiful Carpe Diem stuff. You often bring two songs, which is such a cool little like perk in the universe of one song a day. And you're always spot on. You hit the right mood at the right time every single time. So let's give it up, please, for Mr. Joe Jencks, who I don't know where we'd be without you.
Well, thank you. You'd be doing just fine without me, but I sure am proud to be a part of it.
Well, we wouldn't be re-envisioning, Valentine's Day through a without you. So you've brought us that today.
That's great.
So I learned from the chat box that one of our regulars, he's been on a little vacation in Maine for some time, and we've missed him. So he hasn't actually been around to see how ridiculous we've gotten about birthdays in this room and how much attention we've paid to them. But Kate's happy birthday message that she has in her name is actually directed at her brother Jim in New York City, who was previously her brother Jim in Maine. And we are so glad he's back and so glad he's here. And happy birthday to Jim. Let's all give a nice happy birthday wave. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And Joe Jencks, do you have anything in the world that you can just toss over to Jim in the birthday sphere of things? Preferably not also ghoulish, if you've got it in you.
Oh, I just, Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And for those of you that don't know that song, go find it. It's actually about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and it's phenomenal. But today, it's about somebody else. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Jim. Thank you so much for spending the lunchtime, I think, in New York City. Yes, the lunchtime hour of your birthday with us. We're so glad. And Kate, thanks so much for shouting it out. And Joe Jencks, actually one of your favorite co-musicians that you've met in this room and have been chatting about collaborating with someday, Kathy Bullock, has brought us that happy birthday song on a couple of different occasions. So we
Beautiful.
Do know. Yeah.
How's she doing up in Michigan?
So Kathy Bullock is actually in Vermont doing a...
Vermont. That's right. That's right.
Doing a sabbatical
I
year.
knew she left Berea and went somewhere. Yeah.
And what she said is that it's cold. That's one of the things she said. So I think being in Kentucky, she's not as used to such an early onset of cold weather. So
Indeed.
She did come in from her porch wrapped in a blanket recently, which I thought was adorable. I would love to sing whichever piece of whichever song you feel like replaying for us.
I'm all set up for the Halloween one, and it's good fun. And I love seeing everybody's, some of you are already in costume. That's fantastic. I think I'm just going to comb my hair out, which makes it like this big. And I'm going to put on a trench coat and go, "Hello, my name's Hagrid."
That's great. I love it. All right,
that's all I need is to comb my hair and put on a trench coat, and I'm Hagrid. It's that simple.
That's beautiful. You'll have to bring that to us. We'd love to see that. So I'm going to suggest anybody in the room who's got anything Halloween-y, hold it up. I'll do some spotlighting while Joe is singing. And thank you so much, Joe.
I'll also mention that I have some upcoming actual live in-person concerts. They're going to get posted in the chat. You can also check joejencks.com for more information about that. And I've got a virtual concert coming up a week from tonight that all of you in the online atmosphere can dial into. There's also information about that under tour dates on my website. Thanks so much to Carpe Diem Arts, to the Daily Antidote of Song, and to all of you for being here to sing. Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Halloween, Halloween, ghouls and goblins calling out your name. Halloween, Halloween, only once a year, isn't that a shame? Only once a year, now isn't that a shame? Thanks, everybody. What a treat to be here with you today. No tricks, just treats.
Woo! Thank you again, Joe Jencks. That was super fun. And thank you, all of you fabulous Daily Antidoters, for bringing in all of that glamour and glory. Love Miles with his little bits and pieces over there. Miles, thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for helping us celebrate the day before Halloween. And please come equipped tomorrow for potentially more spotlighting, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, Joe Jencks, can you tell us quickly before we sign off just a couple more? You said you have the November 6th concert. What else do you have?
November 6th online. November 18th, I'm at the Arc in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in person. but sort of hush hush to the Daily Antidote crew. It will also be available online, but they didn't advertise that because we're trying to sell in-person tickets. So if you know people in the Ann Arbor area, please send them to the show. The Ark is a fabulous venue, but you'll also be able to find that show online. And then I've got a sequence of shows after that in Princeton, New Jersey, Leverett, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island. I'm missing one. But it will come back to me. Honesdale, Pennsylvania. Yeah, and then I've got some shows in December in the Chicago area, in person. I'll be in Oxford, New York, and then I'll be back out in North Adams, Massachusetts, as well. So,
Great.
yeah. Hope
Super
to see
exciting.
some of you in person. That'd be awesome. Be sure
Yeah.
and let me know that you're one of the DAS folks. Let me know you're one of the Daily Antidote people if you come to a show.
I'm going to check out the Princeton date for sure so that I can come find you. And thank you, everybody, again for being here today. Happy day before Halloween. Happy Saturday. Thanks, everybody out there on Facebook Live, for joining us here in this room. And we're super glad that you came, and hope you'll come again tomorrow and all the rest of the days coming up.